Hello, Henrico learners. I'm Miss Boadar, the Educational Specialist for Elementary Math. Today, we will be talking about adding and subtracting two-digit numbers, and we are going to be using one of my favorite tools, a hundreds chart. First, let's talk about the patterns that we see on a hundreds chart. What are some of the patterns you see? That's right, there are lots of patterns on the hundreds chart. We can use a hundreds chart to count forwards and backwards by 1. We could start at 1, or we could start at any number. We could start at 33 and count on. 34, 35, 36, 37. We could start at 66 and count backwards. 66, 65, 64, 63. But hundreds charts are great because we can use patterns that don't count by ones. What are some other ways that we could count on a hundreds chart? That's great. Counting by tens is one of my favorite ways to count on the hundreds chart. We could start at 10 and count on by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But we don't have to count by tens starting at 10. We could pick any number and count on by tens. We could start at 38, 38, 48, 58, 68, 78. We could start at 53 and count by tens. 53, 63, 73, 83. Wow, how am I moving on the hundreds chart when I count on by tens? That's right, I'm moving down on the hundreds chart when I count on by tens. What would happen if I moved up the hundreds chart? How would I be counting then? I'd be counting backwards by 10 or subtracting tens. I could start at 100 and count back by tens. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Or I could count at any number and count backwards by 10. I could start at 37, 37, 27, 17, 7. I could start at 54, 54, 44, 34. When I count on by tens or add on tens, I move down. And when I count back by tens or subtract tens, I move up. This can be really helpful when I'm adding or subtracting. Let's see. If I wanted to show 37 plus 10, I could find 37 on the hundreds chart. What way would I need to move to add 10? That's right, I'd move down. 37 plus 10 is 47. If I wanted to add 54 plus 10, I'd find 54. Here it is, right there. And how would I move? That's it, I'd move down. 54 plus 10 is 64. I could even use this to add on 20 or 30. Let's try 26 plus 20. Here's 26. And if I want to add on 20, how many times do I need to move down? That's right, I need to move down 2 spaces because there are 2 tens in 20. So if I add on 10, 10 more is 20. So 26 plus 20 is 46. A hundreds chart could help me when I'm subtracting too. You already told me that if I am counting backwards by 10, I'm moving up. So if I wanted to see 74 minus 10, I'd find 74, and that's right, I'd move up 1 space on the hundreds chart. 74 minus 10 is 64. If I wanted to try 44 minus 10, I'd find 44 on the hundreds chart, and I'd move up 1 space because that's counting backwards by 10. I could prove it by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but counting by ones takes a long time. It's much easier to just think 44, count back 10, is 34. And I could do this to count back 20. If I wanted to subtract 57 minus 20, I could find 57. And because the 20 has 2 10s, I'd move up 2 spaces on the hundredths chart. 10, 20. 57 minus 20 is 37. Let's try a few more problems. Let's try adding 36 plus 22. I'll find 36. What do I want to count on first? Do I want to count on my 10s or my 1s? I think this time I'll count on my 10s first. There are 2 10s in 22, so I'll add on 2 10s. 10, 20. And then I need to count on my 2 more 1s. 21, 22. When I count it that way, I see that 36 plus 22 is 58. I wonder if I get the same thing if I add on my 1s first and then my 10s. Let's try it. Here's my 36. How many 1s are in 22? That's right, there are 2, so I'll count them on. 1, 2. And then I'll count on my 2 10s. 10, 20. Look at that, we got 58 again. It doesn't matter if we add on our 10s or our 1s first. Let's try 54 plus 34. Let's find 54. There it is. And then I want to count on 3 10s and 4 1s. I'll start with my 10s first. 10, 20, 30, and 4 1s. 31, 32, 33, 34. 54 plus 34 is 88. Let's try a subtract problem as well. Let's subtract 66 minus 31. Let's find 66 on the hundredths chart. And now, since we're subtracting, we are going to count backwards. We're going to move left or up on the hundredths chart. Let's subtract my 10s. How many 10s are in 31? That's right, there's 3 10s in 31. 1, 2, 3. And I need to count back one more. 66 minus 31 equals 35. This is fun. Let's try one more. Let's try 61 minus 35. Where's my 61? Here it is. How many 10s are in 35? I need to count back, that's it, 3. 10, 20, 30. Now I need to count back 5 1s, but oh no, there are no numbers next to 31. Where would I go if I'm counting back? Yes, I need to count back to the other side of the hundredths chart 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 61 minus 35 is 26.